Danny Ings haunts Burnley as West Ham United fight back for point. Danny Ings was West Ham United's hero as the Hammers fought back from 2 goals down to deny Burnley a priceless win in a 2-2 Premier League draw at the London Stadium. On the back of a grueling sojourn to Germany in the Europa League, David Moyes' men cut timid figures in the first half, and the visitors were deservedly 2-up at half-time thanks to David Fofana's rocket and Dinos Mavropanos' own goal. Lucas Paqueta got West Ham back into the game almost immediately after the restart, though, and moments after having one effort disallowed, Ings opened his top-flight account for the season to cap off a thrilling clash in the capital. A recall to the Irons' starting lineup was in order for Calvin Phillips, who replaced Edson Alvarez following the hosts' Europa League exertions against Freiburg, while Alphonse Areola, Aaron Cresswell and Nayef Aguerd were brought back into defense. Meanwhile, Burnley boss Vincent Kompany saw no reason to alter the pack from last weekend's loss to Bournemouth, meaning that Josh Brownhill could only make the bench after his suspension. The Belgians' decision was vindicated early on, as the visitors made the quicker start against their weary opponents, experiencing plenty of joy down the wings, and the deadlock would be broken in sensational fashion in the 18th minute. Picking up the ball midway inside the West Ham half, Chelsea loanee Datro Fofana skipped past Phillips and Mavropanos as if neither man was there and let fly with an outrageous 30-yard strike, which flew into the top corner of Areola's net. A sluggish West Ham belatedly came to life after Datro Fofana's wonder strike, as Jared Bowen headed wide of James Trafford's goal in the 27th minute. 5 moments before Mavropanos tried his luck but also failed to find the target. The time-wasting and gamesmanship was out in full force for the Clarets' early doors, and Kompany's men were frustrating their hosts to brilliant effect. But Moyes' meek men were doing themselves no favors. Things went from bad to worse for the Europa Conference League champions in the first minute of added time, as Jacob Bruun Larsen played a smart reverse pass to Josh Cullen in the left-hand side of the box, and the midfielder's cutback was diverted into the West Ham net by Mavropanos' outstretched leg. The familiar sound of boos rang out at half-time, and in front of England boss Gareth Southgate, Hammers duo Phillips and James Ward-Prowse were both hauled off at half-time for Alvarez and Michail Antonio. However, Moyes' side were quick out of the blocks in the second half and reduced the deficit just 30 seconds after the restart, as Maxime Esteve swiped at the ball and missed, allowing Paqueta to run through on goal and calmly sidefoot past Trafford. Reinvigorated and with the fans in full voice again, West Ham relentlessly searched for a second after Paqueta's composed finish, and the Brazilian was presented with another promising opening in the 56th minute, but he fired harmlessly over the top. Mohamed Kudus also cleared the crossbar 9 moments later as West Ham reverted to their wasteful ways, but Burnley were not completely camped inside their own half and still posed a threat on the counterattack. Kompany's men were thanking their lucky stars in the 76th minute, though, as a Vladimir Kafel cross took a significant deflection off of Charlie Taylor and struck the top of the bar over a beaten Trafford, who then made a simple save from Tomas Soucek's tame strike 4 moments later. The Burnley number 1 would eventually be beaten again in the 86th minute, as Ings the ball over a sprawling Trafford after Antonio's clever chest pass into his path. However, upon a VAR review, Antonio was adjudged to have been marginally offside in the build-up, and Ings' goal was therefore disallowed to Moyes' fury, but incredibly, despair quickly turned into delight for the Hammers in the first additional minute. On this occasion, Kudus managed to outmuscle Lorenz Assignon on the left and send a cross into the box, which deflected into the path of Ings with his back to goal, and the striker found the corner with a sublime half-volley on the turn. Ings nearly twisted the dagger deeper into Burnley's hearts, smacking the ball against the bar in the 5th added minute before Antonio mishit the rebound, and Areola was then required to thwart Brownhill, winning the game for the visitors with the last attack of the game. Still 7th in the rankings, Moyes' side have at least managed to avoid being usurped by Brighton Hove Albion following the Seagulls' win over Nottingham Forest, while the Clarets climb off the bottom thanks to their superior goal difference over Sheffield United. West Ham now gear up for the second leg of their Europa League last 16 showdown with Freiburg on Thursday, where they will endeavour to reverse a 1-0 deficit from the opening leg. While Burnley host Brentford next Saturday before the international break. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.